Welcome back to Humble Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, and we're back again for the third of 4 rounds for today's Championship Series 6. Guys, we only have a few weeks left of this Championship Series 6. Winner is going to take home a whole box of EBO3. Second place is their own mat and a couple of packs from EBO3 and a $50 gift card. A lot of people getting all the EBO3 product because, of course, we were limited. Here at LifeLink Games, we didn't have enough to give out boxes and sell them to everybody else. So because of that, we're giving away a bunch of prize support. So every single time you show up to LifeLink Games for all those events, including this Saturday, we have the Heroine event where all of us are going to be putting our best female leaders together and going head to head from the approved list from Bondi, excuse me. And I don't know if you guys noticed, this is what was the talk back when they first introduced this Heroine event. This was first introduced over in the East, in the Asian countries. And you notice that Emu was not present. So the question is, does that mean Emu is definitely a male? Or does that mean they're trying to hide the secret? Because I know a lot of those out there, those theories and speculators are saying that they think that Emu is a female. We'll find out. We'll find out. We gotta stay tuned and watch read the mangas and wait for the animation to tell us. But there's one of those great mysteries out there. We got a great list of awesome heroines. One of them we just watched. This one we're going to be playing up against a new one, the brand newest of all the heroines, Nefeltari Vivi, is going to be going head to head against Red Green Law. The Blast from the Past OPO1, guys. This is the last chance you're going to be able to see some of these things because come April 1st, that's it. We're done. No more of the OPO1, OPO2, I believe OPO3 as well. So all three of those, maybe OPO4. You guys got to correct me in the chat. I'm sure you will. The first block, anything with at the bottom of the corner of a card here, there is a block number. And down there in that little fruit, this one has block number 3. So anything with a 1 that is not a manga, anything that doesn't have a manga treatment to it, will be rotating out of the format. So anything with that coveted little 1 down there, say goodbye to that card. It's no longer going to be in use for anyone in the regular tournament play. Now, we at LifeLink Games are going to be honoring both formats. We're going to be creating what is considered to be a legacy, which is all the cards ever printed. And of course, the block format that's going to be enforced by Bondi coming this April. When we get caught up, it's honestly one of those things where I was like, honestly, we're only just playing with new leaders anyways. And then people like Sai will come up and just prove me wrong. They'll say, hey, this OPO1 leader, it's still good. It's still good in this format. He's been doing pretty well. He's one of the leaders in the leaderboard, wrestling for the top place here. If you guys saw the numbers here, I think I saw the picture up here. I might pull that up here. Yep. I'm going to show you guys the point strategy, the point differential that happens between our two top people as soon as we go over the deck list and explain what's going on here. But we have Hazelnuts back on camera with Nefeltari Vivi. I can't wait to showcase this deck. It's absolutely outstanding. It's a deck I'm going to be playing. I've been tweaking a little bit. I'll tell you guys what my thoughts about this deck. I think right now it has potential for being a top deck, top tier, has an amazing ability, has an amazing capability of taking over the format and being a really competitive, good red deck. Problem, we'll go over that when we talk about the deck list. But I digress. Don't forget, if you're here live watching me, you can hit !join for your chance to win one of these 2 free packs that we're giving away. But you have to join me live if you're out there in YouTube land. Sadly, you're going to just enjoy this video and hopefully become a member with all the stuff down below where I do give away free stuff outside of just the normal going live stuff. I got a lot of stuff I'd like to give away for free. And one of them is going to be this card when we have the upcoming tournament coming up here. So if you want to know about that tournament and how you can get your hands on this potential $1,000 prize card by simply playing or by watching, both are going to be possible. We're going to give a wheel shot to give this away for that massive tournament between me and Chicky Tendies collaboration event and our near annual event of having another tournament for all of you. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit all the Discords, all the followings. Make sure you guys are following all the social medias. We got great stuff to give away constantly. Thank you for being here. Let's get into our leaderboard and deck lists. Now, showcasing, this is the last week's season top cut from points. Sai, Beef Patty, head to head. One of these two, potentially even Lithium and Porter, if they get enough wins and enough losses from Sai and Beef Patty, could potentially become our season 6 champion. One of these two going to walk away, or one of these 4, excuse me, going to walk away with their chance of an EBO3 box. But they're going to have to do it by showing up and winning. So the way that we're doing these point systems, you get 3 points for showing up every single day, that you can show up, and you get 3 points for winning. Look in the last poll, the Heroine Cup will not impact this season 6 top cut, but we still have a couple weeks left where these points will matter. So stay tuned. We're going to find out from today. Sai is in round 2 of this event, having won his first one, and is now trying to get another 3 points against Beef Patty and trying to get his way to the top and go undefeated to maximize his amount of points and hopefully squeak by Beef Patty. We'll see if he can do it. Beef Patty also in the second round undefeated at this point, so Beef Patty playing off camera. We'll see how he does after this and see where he lands in the overall standings. I don't have the top cut, but I do have an idea of how to do the measurements, so stay tuned at the end of the stream. I will let you guys all know who is currently in lead, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on the TMNT Ninja Turtles event. Saving that, of course, for the end of the stream, where I could just talk to everybody and I don't have to bog down my YouTube videos. But this is our current leaderboard. Sai going up against Hazelnuts and a brand new leader with Nefeltari Vivi. Deck list is somewhere around here. So starting off with the red-green Trafalgar Law Blast in the past, OPO1. Coveted one right here is going to get rotated out here. Card that really just started getting Porter, one of my casters, pretty excited to play the game. He loves Trafalgar Law, is one of his favorite characters. This is one of the really neat abilities back in the day that you just used the weenie characters to constantly get value. And it looks like it's got some new pieces and upgrades from some of the new stuff from OP13 onward here. But let's go over the deck list to find out. First, leader ability. Once per turn, you can pay 2 Dawn. This is the old symbol for paying 2 Dawn. It meant you had to tap 2 Dawn to do this. If you have 5 characters, return one of your characters to its owner's hand, then play up to 1 character that costs 5 or less from your hand. That's a different color than the returned character. So it's a little different. You've got to play a mixture of the red and the green in here. It really diversified the way you used multicolor here in OPO1. You bounce a green, you can play a red. You bounce a red, you can play a green. And there's a lot of things you can do in these colors. You can get a lot of searchers. Here with the Monkey D. Luffy Searcher, you've got the Bonnie Searcher, you've got the Perona Searcher, you've got the Kid Killer Searcher. A lot of cards that can make sure that you're playing a lot like we've seen with the other Trafalgar Law deck that we see pretty prominently on this channel, the green-yellow one that Porter plays. But a lot of searching capability and bouncing these ones to get extra cards in your hand to get some of the key cards you want for victory. Some of those cards, Megalo, a new 2K that has an amazing power that allows you to KO, that you can arrest this character and KO to 1 character with 8,000 power or less. Simple on play. Nice little, just beautiful card. Thing is absolutely outstanding. Something I recommend for any green deck out there, just because it is a 2K on the side, so you can't remove cards. You got something that has protection. You don't need to use it for removal. But if they're not protecting the characters, that's a great answer for an 8K power leader or 8K power character or less. X Drake here is one of the 5 cards, 5 costs that we're going to be playing out here. If your leader is Supernova type, which this is, rest up to one of your opponent's characters that cost 5 or less. Get the blocker out of the way. Then set up to one of your Dawn cards as active at the end of turn. So allowing you to play some 1-cost events that we'll talk about here in defense here. We have Cavendish, which is a big namesake for green here. This one in block 2, so we'll still stick around. This one on play and when attacking is to restand 2 Rested Dawn. Super good ability, super strong, something that we've seen abused, and it's so powerful that you can only have one of them out at a time. I didn't want to have this thing abused with multiple Cavendishes. You have the Bonnie Blocker that requires 8 Rested cards. That means you can have 8 Rested Dawn. That's non-attached, by the way, non-attached Dawn. Rested Dawn or rested character cards. But as long as you have 8 of those cards are rested, you're going to draw 2, trash 1, and set up to one of your Dawn cards as active. So something that doesn't get used too often in certain decks, but it's a very good secret rare, great manga from the set, and just an overall decent blocker. 6K power, 5 cost, good stats. We have the old school rushing Monkey D. Luffy that sadly will be rotating out here. Dawn times 2 when attacking, your opponent cannot activate blocker. So one of the very first unblockable type characters back from Starter Deck 1. Nice little fun staple card here. We have the Trafalgar Law on play. Set up to one of your Supernova or Heart type pirates rested characters cost with a 5 or less as active. So essentially get to abuse the restand law to re-attack with a Cavendish to get some more attacks in there. Also have the opportunity to attack with a blocker and restand it if you want to do that. X Drake, which we covered in one of the previous videos. This one's your little protection. Your once per turn, you can basically give your leader minus 2,000 power to protect anything that would be KO'd or removed from the field by effect, excuse me. That's important. It's an important distinction. Can't trash, can't bounce, can't bottom deck, can't KO. Any way that they would be removed by an opponent's effect, you can give your leader minus 2,000 power and protect that card for that turn. And when attacking with one Dawn attached, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn, making it very versatile attacking against board states and trying to reduce the attack power, because it is a full turn. So if you have to come up against the next big scary blocker here, the Eustace Kid that will be rotating out here, Dawn ×1, opponent's turn. If this character is rested, your opponent cannot attack any other target than Eustace Captain Kid. So this becomes a wall. It becomes an 8k wall that says you have to attack into me if you want to attack me at all. It can't go to my life points, can't go to my other characters. You've got to attack my 8k wall. And when you have cards that reduce the power for the turn, it's a great answer to it. Yeah, honestly, because it's very, very hard to get over this 8k power. We already saw how hard it was to get against a 6k leader and swing into that healthily. Imagine having to swing into 8k. This thing has always been a great late game answer to some pushes to prevent your opponent from going immediate game, allowing you to use cheap counter to get out of massive attacks and just survive in the turn. It also has the ability to, on play, rest it and play a 3-cost character or less from hand, which means we can play those searchers or any little bounce, other smaller characters we want absolutely out for free. We've got the Hody Jones on an event card, the Demon Aura 9 style Asura Blades Drawn Dead Man's Game, which allows you to play one Dawn and rest 3 additional Dawn to rest 2 of your opponent's characters or Dawn, or one of each, your choice. And it has a counter for plus 3k, so if you need to use it as a counter, that is always available. Nice versatile card, but that Hody Jones effect, very, very strong. And nice when you have to be playing mostly a deck of 5 or less, because you want to be activating this leader ability as much as possible. You have, the other 1-cost event here that we saw in the Trafalgar Law ability. This one is the 4k counter. So long as you have a character with 8k power or more on board, this means you can also have Dawn underneath it. You just need to have a character of 8k power to counter out of this, but it is just a one-of because it's not easy to get these things up to 8k. Especially if it's on your opponent's turn, because the Dawn no longer represents the 8k power. Then you have Round Table, give it to one of your opponent's characters minus 10,000 power during this turn. So for 4, you can make sure that you can kill just about any character in the game. Only 2 of them in the deck, makes sense. And I can understand why there's only 2 of these, because really, this is really only going to be useful outside of its trigger ability if the Eustace Kid is out. All right. Next, we have the new Nefeltari Vivi deck. Where are you? Here you go. New Nefeltari Vivi deck. Brand new leader from the EBO3 Hero Edition. Amazing, amazing leader. Love this thing, and its power is so absolutely OP, guys. You got to be looking out for this thing. It's absolutely insane. Nefeltari Vivi, once per turn, your character has a base cost 4 or more, would be KO'd. You can trash 1 card from your hand instead. And this is even on attack, guys. This is an amazing ability. If they attack into a character and you want to protect it, you could just discard a card. And you can protect it for that turn. Or if they had an effect that KOs, you can protect it by just discarding 1 card. And it is 4 or more. And a couple people misread this thing, thought it was for the weenie characters. No. This is for all the high-level stuff. So even on a block, you can protect it with just a simple card. So they're coming in with big 12k. You can block, discard a card, protect that KO. Make sure that you got that blocker for next turn, or have something else that they want to attack into. Beautiful ability. On top of that, activate main. You may rest this leader. Give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. Then, one of your characters without a when attacking gains rush. So this Nefeltari Vivi, working similar to the last one, which would enable certain characters to have rush, will also do the same, and it does not limit you to having Alabasta type or anything like that. There's a lot of cards you can play in here that, so long as it doesn't have a win attacking ability, you can give it rush. And we're going to see what cards this is going to enable in just a moment. That ability most prominently likely going to be used for the Shakapel, arguably one of the greatest cards in this deck here, a 9k power double attacker. During on play, you may give your character minus 5,000, or your leader, sorry, minus 5,000 power to draw 2 cards. You're already not swinging with Nefeltari Vivi because you're going to give this rush. So you can tap that, give it a character minus. Well, first, obviously, you got to your leader has to be active, which it should be, because you're going to be given this rush. You give your leader minus 5,000 power. Oh no! Then you rest Nefeltari Vivi, give something minus 2k, and you give this thing rush on top of drawing 2 cards. That's absolutely insane. No counter on this card for good reason, because this is a very powerful combo. And you can play this card absolutely for free using this Nefeltari Vivi here. On the 7 cost, play up to 1 Alabasta type character card with a cost of 8 or less, other than Nefeltari Vivi, from your hand. Then your opponent places 1 card from their hand to the bottom of their deck. So a lot of really good cards that you can actually play off from this. You've got the Nami. You've got the Shakapel. And you got some of the lower end stuff here. Mine, I play a couple more of the decent answers for the Alabasta type cards to really make sure that this card can come out with a free card. But there are some great answers. Really, this is the 2-card combo you want to see. You have the 5-cost Nefeltari Vivi that does play out another character of Alabasta or Straw Hat type character for free from the field. And you can't play any more characters after that. But if you're playing it on curve, you're just going to get this beautiful Nami that came out from the EBO3. On play, if you're you can give your active leader minus 5,000 power and draw a card. So similar to the Shakapel, you give this Nefeltari Vivi minus 5,000 power. Oh no, I'm probably going to be giving her Rush anyways. Activate main once per turn. If your leader has the Alabasta type, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power. So this is just activate main. You don't have to do anything. Don't have to attack. Just activate main 1,000 power reduction. And it combos pretty well with some other cards that unfortunately you don't see in this deck. But maybe you'll see it when I do my Heroines edition next week. We have, of course, a blocker Nami. It allows you to draw 2, discard 2 as long as your leaders... draw 3, discard 2, sorry. Is a multicolored leader here. And a good target here for the 5-cost. We have the 1-cost Nefeltari Vivi Searcher. We also have the 2-cost Alabasta Searcher that has that give an active leader minus 5,000 power. Look at the top 5 cards for an Alabasta card and add to your hand, then place the rest of them on your deck in any order. Super strong in the early, so allows you to play on curve 1 or 2. You can get those searches. One of the cards I am noticing missing from this deck, though, is the Unblockable. There's a beautiful Alabasta card, 2-cost, that it gives any Alabasta type character or leader unblockable, and really works tremendously well when you're trying to punch through a Shakapel, especially on the 8 Dawn turn. Give this Rush, and then you play the 2, and you get yourself an unblockable 9k double damage. You got the Rush Luffy in this one. This is interesting tech. I didn't really stay away from this, but I do like the unblockable part. So this might be why Hazelnuts is playing the card, just to get another attack in for unblockable. But here are the payoffs outside of Shakapel that you can play in this deck, and there are many payoffs for this deck. This one I personally like, the draw 4 cards from Kaido here. If your opponent's 3 or less life cards, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's going to be in the case when you're playing this. You can give this bad boy Rush and draw 4 cards, which is going to be extremely necessary, considering if you're at home and you haven't counted how many bricks this deck has. I'm about to for you. Secondly, you have the Shanks card. On play, KO up to one of your characters 10,000 power or less. So, you got a great answer here. Can answer just about every single character in the game. You do have the ability to reduce power by a lot of the different cards in Alabasta, especially with the Namis. There are ways to get your 12k or 13k power characters down at 1,000 before you play it, and then you can just play this and basically KO a Goldie Roger, which is absolutely insane. On top of that, you can give it Rush. So great payoffs for this Nefeltari Vivi, which probably wouldn't do much damage anyways on the normal attack. Do note that you can attack with this one, which is a separate from the original one that was printed way back when, that had the static ability that you could not attack with this leader. You have, of course, the Raging Tiger and the Red Rocks, 2 of the greatest removals in the game. And now we have also the 4K counter, 1-cost. Really good in this deck, so long as you're playing an Nefeltari Vivi. You get that 1 4K power counter that we were talking about in some of the early matches. It seems to be a staple with a lot of new decks. Most of them getting kind of like a leader-locked 1-cost 4K counter ability here. And a deck that can sort of play pretty well with this, so long as you're not back-to-backing these Kaidos and Shanks. But looking at the no counter on here, look at this, guys. You got 4 Nami, 4 Monkey Luffy, 2 of these Gravity Blades, 2 of these Red Rocks, 8 of these Shakapels, 2 Kaidos, 2 Shanks, and of course the event itself. That's a lot of no counter. Myself, I've been adding the 0 cost in there just to make sure you have it. I had the best and worst of days playing this on the test event. I was playing off camera, checking mics and doing whatnot. And everyone's like, this brick's pretty hard. And I was like, no, deck's been pretty good. And then I played against James K. And he smoked me. Smoked me pretty hard because I played, get this, a draw 4 Kaido to get counter, and I didn't get any. I drew 4 cards with no counter. He swung in for 7. I had 8 cards in hand. I looked him in the face. I said, you're seriously going to concede this game? You're going to swing 7 at me? Knowing I can kill you next turn? When I have 8 cards in hand? I have 8 cards in hand. You're going to swing at me after I just drew 4 cards for 7 as your last attack? And he was like, yeah, show me what you got. I had 2-1Ks. He won. He just won. Literally the only way he wins that game. If any of the other cards I had a counter in there. Any other way. He read through the tape. He knows there's a lot of bricks. There's a lot of bricks in this deck. So we got to work through that, guys. We got to work through it. There is an awesome ability to discard those bricks to keep your character alive. But if your opponent doesn't care about the board, you're not discarding much to protect those characters. So be aware of it. Try to figure out where the good 2K ratio is. Homie! Yes, it has been ages. Homie, welcome back. Good to see you. Glad to see you in the chat. We're going to give away the packs after this. We got 2 games left. Here's Nefeltari Vivi versus Red-Green Trafalgar Law. Hazelnuts and Sai. Sai, again, we were talking about him being in second place as of last week in standings. Hazelnuts just chasing after some of the extra goodies. We're going to get a search the top 4 with the Vivi. Looking for a Straw Hat or Alabasta. We're going to grab the Vivi. Here, 5 costs. This is the one that plays the 5 costs for free. 5 costs less anyways. Sai's going to go to turn, play out his Searcher with Monkey D. Luffy. And looks like he's going to grab Napu. The Megalo Crazy? The Megalo Crazy? What do you mean the Megalo Crazy? Oh, yeah, the Megalo Shark? The Megalo Shark's insane. I really enjoy it. It could be a deciding factor in here because notably, Nefeltari Vivi can discard a card to protect the KO of 8,000 or the characters of 8,000 less, but cannot protect anything 3 cost or less. So she's limited to the 4 cost. So Megalo could pop any of these characters, especially this one when it has a draw 2 discard 1, so long as you have Alabasta type. This card's a great 2K. Not a great card to like to play out too often, but it is an extra body for her, so. Looks like Sai on the easy take for the first 5K swing. Nothing Hazelnuts really want to give much credence to here, but looks like Joy Bonnie going to get her first search on. Sai tapping 1 for that. That's one of those reoccurring searchers that we had way back when. We're not seeing too much of that being printed nowadays with the reoccurring searchers, paying 1 to constantly research. X Drake, that protection card coming out here. Sai really just looking to see if he can get 5 characters on the board as soon as possible so we can start getting the ability. We're going to go for another Bonnie search here. Looking for another 1 cost. Here we go. Got the Monkey Luffy. I imagine that's probably going to be the play. So as early as turn 2, he's already got 4 characters out. Next turn, if he can keep out 5 characters, this deck can go burr. Remember, paying 2 Dawn, he can bounce a character of 1 color and play a character of the opposite 5 cost or less. Looks like the search got him Cavendish. Add to hand. Oh, nope. Deciding against that. He's going for the blocker Bonnie. 5K to life. We'll see if Hazel takes. Nope. Gives up a counter. 2K counter at that. Interesting. Drawn for turn. Let's see. Hazel plays on 5 here. We got the pudding. Instantaneously taking all those searches and saying goodbye. That's gotta hurt. This is why you have to respect the pudding. This is why you play the pudding. Very good card. You really want to make sure that you are prepared to make sure your opponent, who's literally stacked his hand like Sai just did, and make them redraw 5. It's really great late game, but in situations like this, Sai's got to be hurting considering he literally just stacked up with 3 of the characters he wanted to see. So he's gonna now lose 2 cards in hand and redraw. Looks like we have some cards that he did search for in hand. Here comes 6 in the life. Still nothing that Hazelnuts wants to give Rush to yet. As Sai taking both those hits here. So, but because Hazelnuts didn't... Oh, man. Hazel. Love you, girl. Love you to death. You're great. Just an outstanding person. You had 2 of these cards that could have attacked these 2. And in this matchup, you gotta attack these 2. You gotta attack these 2. I really wish we would have seen these 2. And I think it just comes down to she's not used to playing against this deck or actually being able to use these searchers for these attacks. But you definitely want to make sure Trafalgar Law can't get to 5. It's okay. Cavendish the play, going to restand 2 after paying 5. That will give him the 2 he needs, but he's going to use 1 to search first. Wants to make sure he gets a value target here. Probably going to bounce the Monkey Luffy or the Julie Bonnie he just searched to play out an opposite color character. Using the 2 that he should have in the remainder here. I believe he has 2 or 3 open. Going for a Monkey D. Luffy search. Okay. So he does have an opportunity to bounce the Julie Bonnie for that if he wants to. Weird play because you really want to get some value out of it, but he's going to use another Dawn. So I imagine he still has 2 left to activate the leader ability. Going to get Eustace Kid. This one you can't play for free, but still a very good late game answer. We'll see what he wants to bounce using that. Going to bounce green, play red. Yep, going to get the Monkey Luffy. So now Sai basically doing what he did the first 2 turns, really trying to stack his hand into getting exactly what he wants. So he can start getting some attacks in. I imagine we're going to see probably a 5k swing and pass a turn. Here's that Jury Bonnie he got from the last search. Back to hand. Here comes 5, looking for 1. Will Hazel give it up? Yep. Takes a hit. First hit for Hazel. It looked like a Chocopel. If she has the 7 cost, this could be a pretty explosive turn for her. So she's got the 7 cost Vivi here. This could be pretty explosive and finally get to use that leader ability. You're going with the 5 cost to play out another 5 cost, so she can't play any more characters. But she's going to rest this to give the Nami, and of course reduce the attack to draw card. So this Nami now has Rush. Going to reduce the Cavendish by 1. Interesting choice, I guess. Whatever. There's something to target. Here comes 7 to life. Sai needs to give up 2. Takes the hit. Will she remember to attack the Bonnie? She's got 2 left. 5. 5 into life. Gets a 1. 5 into life. Gets a 1. Okay. No! In the Bonnie! You still have the Vivi! You still have the Vivi! Oh, no, 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 no! Hazel. Hazel, Hazel, Hazel. Hazel. Oh, alright. Gonna activate the kid to get a free kid killer search. I love you to death, girl, but no, you gotta get rid of these searchers. He's just getting value after value after value. Here comes Cavendish, gonna restand 2. Here comes 6, looking for 2. See if Hazel gives it up. Count how much Dawn she has left. Gets a trigger. I don't think she wants to play that, though. Good 4K counter for a late game. Sai gonna have to attach 1 if he wants this Eustace Kid to be the wall here. Tapping 2 to activate leader ability. To get the Bonnie. And Bonnie should be able to restand the 1 that he needs to put underneath Eustace Kid. Restand the 1, put it up there. There you go. 5 in life, asking for 1. And see if Hazel's all bricked up. Man, decent sized hand there for Sai. He's got a very, very technical hand here. So she puts out enough blockers. He's going to be able to punch through for life. Hazel on a full board here. Let's hope to see if she can see the 7 cost of Chocopel. That'd be a very good play for her right now. Should be at 9 Dawn. See, putting 1 aside. This could be just a hard cast Chocopel. For 8, that being one of the highest here, based on the way she's separated here. Would want to get rid of 1 character. I recommend getting rid of the Nefeltari Vivi. There you go. There it is. Chocopel, double attack, double damage. Now, Sai reminded her that she does have to attack into the kid first. So hopefully she'll activate the Nami ability to reduce the power of that by 2 and then use the Nami by 1. Yep. So it should be a total 3. Makes it a 5K. Make it a little bit harder for Sai to get out here. Here comes 9 and a 5. Let's see if he can get out of this. He's got no open Dawn. Gonna use a block. Here comes 7 into 5, asking for 2 and a 1. 2 and a 1. 2 and a 1. Okay, X-Drake. And Bonnie. Okay, 2 and a 1. And sadly, she doesn't have any more Dawn to attach, but wanted to leave the 1 open for the 4K protection. Not a bad call. You do want to be a little bit protective. You're down at 2 life. He has a decent sideboard. This uses kid can now attack for 8. It only requires 1 of those Dawn to keep the wall up. Gonna get another search on. Shouldn't exist. Hazel, this shouldn't exist. Why? He's gotten so much value from this. Curly, if you're out there watching this video, get her to watch this video. Let her know I still love her. I don't think she's a terrible person. I just know that she's possible of so much more. That's how much I care about my people around here. I know and I care about them, and I know that they're capable. All right, Protection X-Drake. Going to prevent against KO abilities. Deciding not to. He hasn't used a swap ability, right? But he doesn't even have a 5th character out. Or did he use a swap? Did I just miss that? I'm trying to do some math here to get Cavendish to get some value. Here comes 6 in the life. Oh. Using a blocker this early is kind of a bad indication for what Hazelnuts might have in hand. Oh, gosh, even worse. Using a 4K counter for that. Here comes 9. Use the block. Use the block, girl. Or take the hit. Okay, there goes the block. Bonnie. Now, he does have 2 now, so he can return the Kid Killer to hand to replay that X-Drake he was talking about playing earlier. We'll see if that's the play here. I imagine it's going to be the play. Drawing 2, discarding another Cavendish because you don't need 2. Here comes 2 to restand 2. Or at 6K to restand 2. Hazel on the take. Two more. Going to bounce Kid Killer. Get that X-Drake in the hand. We'll see. Yep, there's the X-Drake. Good size, healthy hand of blockers here. So Hazel going to have to get through a blocker to get through the kid in a fat hand from Sai here. Well, she gets out the top. Be really good, personally, if she could possibly get a 10-cost Shanks. While I understand that X-Drake can protect the card from 10-cost Shanks, it will reduce the leader by 3. So if she's able to get through the Eustace kid by reducing it down to 5, she'll have a lot of ways to punch through and then punch into life for some massive swings with all these 4K power characters by reducing that the Trafalgar Law down to 3. That is if Sai is willing to reduce the leader's attack by 2. Entirely up to him. But I didn't see any of the big bombs in Hazelnut's hand when I was seeing her fan it out. So we'll see what she does with this turn. Still has an the effective Nami to reduce. Still has the ability to give something rush and reduce it by 2, which I highly recommend her doing first. Okay. Playing the Nefeltari Vivi to get another Nami. Okay. So now she can reduce this thing by 4. Making it a 4K. Not the strongest of attacks, but she can put that down by 4. 2, 1, 2, yep. Sai doing the math for. So now, let's use Kid at 4K. Easy to attack into. Sorry, YouTube. I won't be able to see you for a little bit. My phone's about to die. So I'm going to have to put that in the charger for the next break real quick. 7 into 4. see if we get a block or some counter from Sai. Here's a 2 and a 2. So there's the 8. We got another 7K swing coming too. Oh, huge 9. 9 into 4. Let's see if she can counter out of that. Gonna use a blocker. I think at this point I would definitely poke with the 4 just to get some more counter out of hand. Or 5. She has to attack into the kid, so attacking 4 into the kid wouldn't be bad, but one attach is not bad. So here comes, nope, 6, 2, and a 1. Still has an attack from Chacapel left here. Comes 11. Yeah, that one's definitely going to do it. But now with only one blocker left, Sai does have an opportunity to try and steal this game. Was that enough time to give Sai the amount of turns he needed to get the right cards? We'll see. First, going to start off with a 1-cost search. And this Jewelry Bounty that should not exist. Should not be in here. Why? Otama. Okay. Reduced by 2K. Sure. Four. To rest it. I guess why not? Rest it and potentially Adana. She has one. Oh, good grief. Look at how many bricks that Hazel's got in hand here. So many low to the ground. Hazel, we got to redo your deck. You got way too many low to the ground stuff. Here comes 8. I'm sorry, 6. Restand 2. She's going to give a 2 and a 1. Or a 2, sorry. Here comes 7. Let's see if he wants to go. He does have the opportunity to play the Restand Law to get the Cavendish for another swing. He's pretty much committed to going for game here. You haven't used the Demon Aura. All right, gonna get a search. Get an X-Drake. Okay. Not the Restand Law we're looking for, but I imagine he's gonna probably try to bounce that Otama for a Restand Law. Here we go. 10 into life here. Using 5, gets a 1. Are we going to see it? Activate leader ability, Restand Law. Yep, get the extra 10. 10 into life. Does she have it? No! Too much and too many bricks in Hazelnut's hands. Sai able to take it down. Holy crap. Good game, Sai. Hazel, you got to hit those little ones. You got to hit the little ones. But good eye on Sai. That was an all in or all out. I believe he was going to lose that next game, so he realized that the turn, and this is pivotal, guys. This is absolutely pivotal to you playing the game. You got to recognize yourself that you have to determine when is the game going to be over. You've got to make that decision. If you can't figure that stuff out, you're really not moving to the next tier of this game that you need to understand. It's one thing to understand the mechanics of the game. It is direly important for you to understand how many turns you have left and when is the last time, because you have to go all in. And Sai, knowing he doesn't have another turn, needed to go all in with his best attack strategy, and that was it. And was able to take the game away. Sometimes Hazelnuts can counter out of it and win the game, but sometimes she can't, and she didn't. And there you go. Sai was able to take it down with the proper math. We're going to see what kind of pack these two got. Sai with the opening pack honors. Hoping to see what they pull, because I want to showcase that little bounty pack that I have on camera now. This is from a different pack box, by the way, so those at home don't know. I have 2 community boxes, one for the camera players and one for at home. Ours has the Virgo alt art was pulled, so there's potential 2 more hits left, and the one for the giveaway at the end of the stream. And this is a brand new box, completely fresh. So no hits have been pulled so far. All right, Fisher Tiger, Basil Hawkins, rare. Hey, Crocodile. All All right, Secret Rare. One of the hits for the box has been hit. Crocodile Secret Rare. Congratulations, Sai. On a hit. Good job. And that's going to do it for this round. If you've been here this long, hit the like and subscribe button. Help us out. We're a growing channel and just trying to get out as many TCGs and coverage for you guys at home. Brought to you mostly by the people you're seeing scroll over here, my Patreons. The ones that help me fund and do everything I can to try to expand this channel to cover multitudes of different TCGs that you are seeing here. You like the one you're watching now? That's great. We also have other things that you might like, from a broad spectrum of the Bondi to the new League of Legends, Riftbound games, and other independents like Alpha Clash. We like to cover as many games here, and I love all these TCGs. Most of the time I take part in. If you guys are liking this content, though, please help us grow, help us get into the point where we can improve our quality of content for you, and get to the point where you guys really get the product that you deserve. Thank you for being here, as always. This is going to be it for today. I hope to see you in the next video. That might be listed up here. I don't know, editor, can you help me out?